Insiders say Spare, written not as the prince I was born but as the man I have become, will take a wrecking ball to the monarchy at a time it seeks to modernize and change. King Charles is bracing himself for fresh and damaging royal revelations that could blow the recent Netflix documentary out of the water. It is widely thought the relationship between his sons the Duke of Sussex and Prince of Wales will never be the same again, with publication on January 10 set to be the final straw in a long-running and bitter feud between them. Royal author Margaret Holder said, "This must surely mark the end of the road for the warring brothers. It will also spread their feud into the future of the Windsor dynasty and create problems for the children of both families." The prince's mother Diana, who will figure in the book, never wanted second-born to mean second best. Some might sympathize with Harry and question if the ancient system of primogeniture is to blame for so much turmoil. And others will ask if Harry's personality is the real cause. One person who had read a proof copy of the ghost-written biography said it largely spares Charles but is devastating for William. One said, "Generally, the book will be worse than the royal family is expecting. Everything is laid bare. Charles comes out of it better than I had expected, but it's tough on William, in particular, and even Kate gets a bit of a broadside." There are these minute details and a description of the fight between the brothers. I can't see how Harry and William will be able to reconcile after this. Spare was chosen as the title as an explicit reference to Harry's largely backseat role in the royal family, unlike his 40-year-old brother who will succeed his father as king. Harry, 38, has promised an accurate and wholly truthful first-hand account of his life from birth. It has been written by Pulitzer Prize-winning former journalist Junior Moringa, who also ghosted tennis great Andre Agassi's best-selling autobiography. Harry, who will narrate the audio version, has donated some of the proceeds to charities including Santa Bail, an organization he co-founded to help children and young people in Lesotho and Botswana affected by HIV/AIDS. His charitable work and ultimate decision to quit the royal family was one taken with the haunting memory of his mother Diana, Princess of Wales, who died in 1997. Although he has touched on the unimaginable pain and grief of losing her at such a young age, and so publicly, Spare will be the first time he fully opens his heart over the burden he has carried for more than 2 decades. In the recent Harry and Meghan docu-series, which aired on Netflix last month, the Duke of Sussex claimed his brother screamed and shouted at him during a blazing row over his decision to quit royal life in 2020. His biography is expected to go much further and deeper into the rift and reasons behind it. The 6-part show was released over 2 weeks with the couple expressing disgust at Meghan's treatment in the UK and their decision to relocate to California on what was described as a freedom flight. Spare is likely to deal in detail with what the Sussexes will frame as life inside the goldfish bowl of the monarchy. Although the series was a global ratings success, the royal household kept silent and refused to respond. Insiders even said Charles was keen to reconcile with his son and would make attempts to bring him back into the fold ahead of his coronation in May. Sources now suggest the contents of the book, and subsequent editions, could make that impossible. Spare is understood to be the first installment of a 4-book deal with Penguin Random House worth £16.5 million. The well-placed source claimed it will forensically examine Harry's inconsolable grief over his mother's death and conclude his actions are a direct link to the tragedy. They said, The overall impression is this is a man who has never recovered from the trauma of his mother dying so young, and then along comes Meghan and he projects onto her a parallel with Diana. The Duke will give one major TV interview to broadcasters on each side of the Atlantic publicising the book. In the UK, Tom Bradby, who presents the ITV News at 10 and has known Harry for more than 2 decades, has landed the scoop. The interview is understood to have been recorded in California and reportedly penciled in for broadcast on Sunday, 2 days before the book hits the shelves. ITV will trail the interview this week. In further turmoil for the royal family, sources in the US claim Meghan, 41, is planning to tell her story in which no stone will be left unturned about her transformation from a jobbing actress to a duchess. She has already released children's book The Bench, and it is rumored the couple are working on a wellness book. The fourth and final installment is thought to be Meghan's bombshell autobiography timed, perhaps, for a run for political office. If she did release a tell-all book, it would follow a well-trodden path with past presidents Bill Clinton, Barack Obama and Donald Trump releasing bestsellers before launching bids for the White House. One U.S. literary agent said, "I would find it surprising if Meghan didn't publish her story. Spare is Prince Harry's chance to tell his, but hers is equally compelling. If she's harboring political ambitions, it would make even more sense." Meanwhile, King Charles showed little of his family concerns yesterday as he ushered in the new year by attending morning worship. Accompanied by Queen Camilla, the couple beamed as they greeted well-wishers outside St Mary Magdalene on the Sandringham estate. In a tweed coat, brown brogues and a purple patterned tie, the 74-year-old monarch looked relaxed, while smiling Camilla, 75, wore a dark coat with a brooch, beret and suede boots. After the service they shook hands and spoke to some of the hundreds who had gathered outside. This year was the first time members of the royal family spent Christmas at Sandringham since 2019, due to COVID. Comment by Claudia Joseph: when Prince Harry suggested that royal bridegrooms married someone who would fit the mold, rather than someone who they were destined to be with, it was widely deemed to be a criticism of William and Kate. Now, according to those who have read his memoir, Spare, Harry will fire more salvos against the pair. One has said, "Generally, I think the book will be worse for them than the royal family is expecting, with it particularly tough on William, while even Kate gets a bit of a broadside." As a royal watcher, I cannot see how the two brothers will be able to resolve their enmity as the Sussexes continue lobbing hand grenades at the royal family. The Cambridges are notoriously devoted. William is fiercely protective of his wife and children, who have barely put a foot wrong in the public eye. And Kate, who has always been extremely loyal to the royal family, does not deserve to be dragged into such a public row. On top of that, the Duchess of Sussex is reportedly planning her own explosive memoir and contemplating getting entirely candid about her time in the royal limelight, leaving no stone unturned. No doubt she will revisit the argument she had with Kate over Princess Charlotte's bridesmaid's outfit. According to Meghan, Kate reduced her to tears, although the Cambridge camp claims it was vice versa. "Personally, I feel so sad it has come to this. I'm sure that Princess Diana would be heartbroken to hear her beloved boys are so badly estranged. She certainly did not want Harry to be brought up as a spare, intervening when the late Queen Mother showed William favoritism." Before Meghan joined the firm, the two brothers were extremely close and, when Kate came on the scene, the bond grew. After William and Kate's engagement in 2010, Harry gave his future sister-in-law the ultimate accolade, saying, "I'm delighted that my brother has popped the question. It means I get a sister, which I have always wanted." Barely 3 years later, that close bond is broken. Claudia Joseph is a royal auteur.